Hey. So how was your show, man? How was the?
It's good. It's good. I
Storytelling?
gotta get a little more formatted and shit, but
No.
I gotta start setting up a little early. I'm just trying to get
Yeah,
the content out right now, but it's fun just telling all of those damn stories.
I tried to go on there, but it was like as soon as I went on there, you was off. You
Oh
wasn't on
yeah,
there
I
that
only
long
do
this time.
about 15 to 30 minutes. It's not a long show,
What?
just so I
Nigga,
can
you
cut
talk
it
for
up.
only 15 to 30 minutes? That's a record.
Uh,
What's up? We got them coming in, baby. Let's go. Let's go. It's
because
about
I
the
want to be
show.
able to cut it up and on my phone.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm trying to do everything from the phone.
Oh, okay.
Everything over the overhead. I just been reading my little financial books. I'm trying to keep everything low while I stack this dough.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
What's the dealio? What's up?
All
What's
right,
up?
we see you, Nick.
What's
Nick.
up,
Nick
Nick?
Lust is
Nick?
in the house.
In the
Don't forget to
building
get y'all. Don't
always.
forget to get y'all purses from Lust, y'all. She's killing it. She's killing the game, dog. And them purses. Oh, tell your girl, man. You
She got the
got
purses? Ain't nobody
yeah,
told me about no purses.
designer purses, dog. Affordable designer purses. I hope I
Send
said
me,
that right, Nick. Nick.
tell her to send me a link. Send me the link, Nick. Let me let Nick.
No,
Send
go
me
to
the link,
Lust.
Nick.
All you gotta do is go to Lust. What is it? Lust.com.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up.
If I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna pull it up because I need
Maryland
help.
Green.
I need help doing
Uh-oh.
my website too.
Maryland's in the house. What's up, Maryland? At least I see that you was watching. I see that you was watching. Uh, Holler at me though. Holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Continue watching the show. We about to get started in a second
Make
here.
sure y'all like and share, subscribe. Y'all see I got cut up for y'all this week.
Right, right.
I ain't looking homeless in this motherfucker because I was in here looking like a homeless man.
Yeah, we about to talk. We about to talk about some stuff today, man. I mean,
We
it's
got
too
some
much.
shit on the books.
Too much crazy going on. Too
Eat
much
your
crazy
ass
going
up. Tell
on.
your friends. Tell your family.
Right. Let's get them in. Let's get them in.
Let's get them
Who else
in.
we got? Hey Nick, put your Lust handle website on there so Fat Boy can see and everybody else that's watching can see it. You know what I'm saying? And then give me 10%. 10%. That's all I. That's my sister. She be taking care of me. I appreciate her, man. Love her to death. Love her to death. We got a Facebook user saying, "Hey, what's up? What's up? We don't know who you are. Put your name down there, Facebook user, so we know who you are."
Is that Gussie Gus?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Maybe Gus never put her name on there.
You know she ain't never put her name on there.
You know,
I really didn't.
We just supposed to know. She said, "Hi, lost family." That must be Gus. Is it Gus? You didn't put your name because I don't want to be wrong.
Hey, Carolyn.
Carolyn's in the house.
That's Carolyn Facebook user.
Oh, there she is. Oh, how you get the location quicker than me? What the hell?
Sorry for your loss too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who else we got? Start sharing. Did you start sharing, Fat Boy?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share it to the feeds first. Y'all ready, man? Y'all ready to get this started? Y'all ready to get this started? Oh, Marlon. That's Marlon. What's up, Marlon? He's in the house.
In the house.
Antonio. Oh man, it's about to be a crazy. Hey, dog. Y'all gonna have to tap in. Y'all gonna have to most definitely comment on these what we're talking about today. We're talking about racism, of course. You know what I'm saying? So I know everybody, especially if you're black in here, got something to say. But then if you're also somewhere that somebody is white, Latino, whatever, put your 2 cents in as well. You know what I'm saying? Do that for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to know everyone's perspective on this whole ordeal, whatever that's going on. All right. So what we got? We're gonna give y'all one more minute before everyone gets in here, and we'll start the intro, and we're gonna get the show started, y'all. All right. That's what's up. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Share this to everyone that you can, because it's going to be a great topic. It's a great topic. Man, we got other stuff just besides, the whole racism thing. We got other things to talk about too as well. So it's coming. It's here. All right. Man, you ready, man?
I'm ready, man.
I can't share like I used to on what's the name. I can't share like Tonio. Share this, man. Share this, dude. Share this. Like I used to, man. I don't know why because I can't. I don't know. Have all the gadgets. Oh, there it is. Stop confusing pod with business page. Right. So what? Hold on. What you trying to say? What happened to your usual broadcasting palace? Oh, because we're working on a new palace. Whoever Facebook user is. I hope this Gussie. But yeah, we're working on a new palace. It's coming up. It takes time. It takes money, but it's going to be worth it when you guys see it. It's going to be off the chain. So, stay tuned for it, y'all. It's coming. I appreciate you looking out, though. And sometimes, sometimes you don't think people really recognize or realize certain things, whatever. But I see you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you. All right, man. We're going to get this intro, and then we're going to get the show started, man. That's Marshall. Oh, what's up, Marshall? Long time no see.
What's up, Marshall?
Hey, we talking about racism, Marshall, so you don't say nothing stupid and crazy, man. Be real. Keep it real with us or whatever. This ain't no joking matter when it comes to that, all right? Because I know how you are. You like to joke about everything. So, okay, I'm on YouTube now. Okay, there you are, Carolyn. I see you.
I see you, Carolyn.
Yeah. We gotta get this. Let's get this intro, y'all. And right after the intro, we're going to get this show started, right? Here we go.
All our illusions will get the parade, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
The reasons that we're here.
Welcome. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Those of you that's gotten here early, continue to share this so your friends can see what we're talking about today. And also, put their inputs in as well and comments as well as to what they think about what we're talking about today. But welcome to Reasons, where, we listen and understand the reasons of what you feel about things as we feel about things as well. I'm your host, Fuel, and we got my man.
Fat Boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We here.
Hello. That's what's up. Someone earlier asked us about our digs lately. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with the palace? Well, just before we get started and let you know, the palace is coming. It's something big or whatever. So things are, coming, shaping up pretty well. It just takes time and it takes money. Now, if you want to donate, you know what I'm saying, and help a little brother out, you know what I mean? Help a black entrepreneurs out, then, do so. You know what I'm saying? We do have a cash app for Fired Up Broadcasting. I'll put it up later too, just in case, since she was concerned, you know what I mean? But before that, let's get into what we're talking about today. There's a lot been going on. We're going to talk about the mass shooting, the Tennessee racism, Coach Mark Taylor racism, our history and blackness with Dr. How I say it, Fat Boy? Hadiyah-Nicole Green. And then, of course, we got to get into the relationships, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking about loving your spouse the way they want to be loved or how you want to love them. How do we count the ways? Anyway, what's up, Fat Boy, man? You good, baby?
I'm ready, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. For some reason, I don't know why I'm so hyped today to talk about racism with all the kind of crap that's going on, but I don't know. I shouldn't be so hype about it. I should be saddened, but I can't be sad. You know what I'm saying? It's a discussion that we definitely have to go talk about, huh?
It's we living in a time, man, where a lot of ignorant people have platforms, man, and we're gonna get into it though.
Yeah. So let's first talk about Coach Mark.
Are you gonna play some of them videos?
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's get it started, man. So so if you guys don't know, Coach Mark Taylor had this racism rant that basically, and he's a coach, a well-known coach at Georgia University.
Is he a defensive coach? Is he a defensive coordinator? What is he?
He's not a defensive coordinator. I think he's somewhat, I think, starts off the programs, I guess, when the recruiters are coming in or something like that. He's a recruiter, I guess, and the coach or something like that. You know what I mean? I forgot what is a very important part of the coaching staff or whatever that he's a part of. I know that for sure. And but I'm gonna give you guys this video or whatever. It's for those of you that haven't seen this or whatever, and then let us know what you think. We'll read your comments and we'll go back and forth on that or whatever. But this is just the first part of the racism that's going around here in America, you guys. All right, here we go.
Downtown Atlanta, Row. Coming up here, Andrew's got a conference with the legislature, real estate thing and all, and downtown Atlanta, staying here at the Omni Hotel over by the CNN. Ain't seen a white person in sight. Homeless ones on the street. Every restaurant looking in here is black. Every car beside them is black. They can have Atlanta. It used to be a fun place to come to up here. They can have this place right here and stuff. Ain't no way. No way. Just need to. There's your. Yeah. Well, it was just a sign up there. It had Obama and all them on there and stuff, man. So, yeah, that's all that's up here. That's all that's up here, man. And stuff is just crap. Yeah. You and Borf need to come up here and go hunting. Yeah. And stuff, man. Ain't nothing here, dog. Ain't nothing but blacks up here. That's all it is. Atlanta's done gone down, man. Just gone. Ro, look at this nigga trying to pull out in front of me right here. Look at this nigga trying to pull out in front of me right here. Hey, did you see that tree right there? Yeah. Did you see that tree right there? Roe will hang you from that tree. Yeah. So, got the Glock by the bed. Here we go. Room service. Y'all need y'all niggas bring me some chicken wings, 2 hoes, a red bone and a white girl. Y'all want the white girl, Roe gonna try the red bone. No, Borf ain't coming. Yeah, he was here and everything. He make them leave. He make the red bone leave. Yeah, he don't do that and everything. So I tried that one time at the house. Yeah, just Roe. Yeah, cause he probably do it, and he probably gonna throw out we on the 14th floor. He probably throw her out the window when he done with her. Yeah, cheap rate. Atlanta, Nigger Town. Got me a nice new jacket though.
Oh man. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Ain't that it's horrible that we still have to see this type of thing going on still. It's ridiculous, man. Now this man's gonna lose his job, I'm sure.
I hope he do.
These recruiters or whatever, the ones that basically I think joining up or whatever in his I think if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be I won't say private. It's what do you call it? Academic or something like that, or whatever, private thing or whatever that he basically controls and runs or whatever for coaching football players in Georgia. And I guess, you have to be signed up into this program or whatever to actually play or whatever. So anyway, with that said, and one of the reasons I really didn't dig that deep into him is because of the shit that he was saying. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it happened maybe a little while back and someone leaked the video, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous on how we have to do it. She said, "What coach is that?" That's for Georgia University coach, football coach, Nick. But yeah. So I mean, what do you take on that, man? What do you take on that?
I mean, listen, y'all. Listen, man. I mean, I just seen the cracker being a cracker, man. This shit ain't changed. It's just like, I don't know how people, why we appalled. That's what they are. Like, them kind of people, that's what they are. They really like that. Like, that shit still exists. It ain't gone nowhere. I think that what's scary about it is that he has been coaching how many of the years. I was trying to pull him up right now and get all the information on him real quick. How many ever years he's been coaching and running Georgia football, and all of the kids he's been
he's been coaching for I think over 10 years.
He's over. He's like, so that's the scary part. The scary part is that it took for social media and for someone to get angry for this man to be outed. If I was not mistaken, I think Georgia was just in the national championship game. Yeah. And so he was on the highest level of athletic sports and student athletic sports, and most of those student athletes are African Americans. And this is how he's running around talking. Does it shock me? Nah. But what's shocking to me is that it shocks everyone else. This is the world that we live in, people.
I think one of the reasons it shocks everyone still because a lot of people, a lot of us want to feel that things is getting somewhat better. Oh. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And until some things like this comes up and onto surface, we thinking it is a little bit better. But to me, I mean, I think since Trump, I already knew it wasn't going to get better. You know what I'm saying? I knew things are turning around or whatever, and that's one reason why I titled this. You know, will racism ever stop or get worse? You know what I mean? And when you have people like this, because this was done probably supposedly somewhat too joking what they were saying, or regardless, that you don't joke about race.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it's a bit, right? I can see Roe is not a person at all. Right. I'm seeing he's doing something with that. I've seen that as well. I think that what you do in your private time is on your private time, right? I say cracker on my private time a lot. You know, I ain't a big fan of interracial couples, marriages, and none of that shit. That's just me. But that's on my private time. Right. When I'm amongst the public, I'm not going to offend and just go all out of the way to offend another ethnic background. But you also got to understand that if you listen to the twang, that's where he come from. He a Mark Twain redneck. You know, let's keep it real. And so I think.
Well, I say is even though that is, it's no excuse to do what he's doing.
It ain't no excuse. This is the thing, man. I think that everybody says when Trump got into office, he brought back something, and it's like never left.
Right. It is never left, but it's never been to the surface as it is now.
No, it was worse. This is what I'm trying to understand. I'm a historian. They were going in people's homes, dragging black men out and hanging them. It was way worse. It has simmered down a lot. The difference is between now and then is we have a little bit more privilege. And what we do with our privilege is we choose to forget those things. Yeah. And so we run off to other communities. We run off and marry out of our race because we forget the atrocities that our people faced. And so that's when you hear me talking the way I am, a lot of times it's because I know where I stand.
Yeah.
No matter how high we get as African Americans, that's why it's pinnacle that we stick together. No matter how high we get, the Anglo-Saxon, the white supremacist, the person who is perpetuating white supremacy, he is always and will always think and teach his children to think that way.
Okay, but there's other things you definitely, we cannot, and I understand what you're saying as far as, us blacks being blacks and with blacks and all that type of thing. But when it comes to life, when it comes to happiness, when it comes to trying to grow something and form something for you and a family, it doesn't matter what color you are. Even though if their ancestors did this, doesn't make it them. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make it that person. So I wouldn't just not talk to someone because they're a certain color. You know what I'm saying?
Not talking to them. My thing is this.
No, I'm saying, but what I'm saying is the mixing of the race itself. The whole point of being in life is happiness. And the whole point of being happy is having someone that's there and supportive of you, which I understand that there's white people that watch this. There's white people that watch other, the race and appalled by it.
But why has it taken? Okay, and if that's the case, and this is why I love that you said that.
Yeah.
If that's the case, why has it taken them 10 years to out this man as a racist?
Well, the thing is, this is the thing. I'm saying that it's not just. I mean, there's whatever reason that whoever ousted him about this, whatever reason they had, or whatever. They knew that was happening, and they wanted to get it. And the thing is, too, it could have been something that just triggered again, to the point where he's like, oh, fuck that. Well, you're going to start to being like that. Then I'm going to put this out there, who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And that could be the case. But what I'm saying is not only blacks are appalled by it, whites are appalled by it, Asians are appalled by it, Latinos are appalled by it, or whatever, to the point where you look at all these other social media.
This is the thing I'm trying to say. Human beings should be appalled by it because he's demeaning another human being.
Exactly.
The point that I'm making is this has been happening and is going to continue to happen because these type of people exist. The issue and the reason why it becomes shocking is because we ignore the facts and we enjoy the privilege of being American. Right? We enjoy the privilege of being black in America, even though it's threatened and has its issues, because if not, this wouldn't be shocking to you, right? You would be like, damn, white boys at it again. You know what I'm saying? Because this is this country. This is the country that we live in. And it's
the thing is because we have to struggle, we have to fight for what we want. Right?
Absolutely.
We have to fight for what we get. You know what I'm saying? Even though, we've been pioneers and engineers of the building of this country to the point where, we feel like we're not getting recognized. We don't get the recognition that we deserve or whatever. Right? Okay. But that still doesn't make it everybody. You're going to still have your racists or whoever that don't like what you're doing or whatever and believe that they're the privilege of the country, blah, 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 all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have that. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to mixing of the race, when it comes to having friends that are white or Latino or black or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that those people are the ones that's in the corners or in the back or whatever, or, with their other friends and just using the N word or doing all these other. No, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm not saying that you're saying that. No, I'm just kind of making a point or whatever, to the point of racism itself has been, like you say, a human thing. You know what I'm saying? And where it comes to where it disturbs people. You know what I'm saying? It disturbs, of course, our race, especially, you know what I mean? But all I'm saying is when it comes to people like him, this guy or whatever, it's kind of like, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to get worse? Or what do we do to kind of, because it's something that probably never stop. But the point is, we want to keep it from escalating, to getting bigger, to getting more, to the point where it's end up being a normal thing, to where when someone says something in a fucked up way, or a fucked up line, out of line or whatever, we just blow it off. You know what I'm saying? So just like this should happen with him and anybody else that uses a racist comment or word or whatever the case may be, you know, and in this high level in their careers or whatever, should be broken down. Period.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
Period. You know, and that should be a fucking law. That should be a fucking law.
My thing is even with him, and this is where I'm at with it now, man. Even with him losing his job, which he needs to, the damage is done, man. Why does it take, you know, like our next topic coming up, why does it take for something tragic to happen for us to do the human thing, the humane thing? Why does it take for someone to piss us off for us to stand up for others? You know, I think that this just shows you where our society is, man. This man been doing this shit for years, man. And trust me, when I tell you, there has been numerous of complaints about this man. If we really do our research, how he was talking and how he was clowning, he's been making offensive jokes. He's being the guy he's been. And so my thing is, yes, he's going to get impacted now. Mm-hmm. But this is 10 to 15 years, 20 years of affecting and impacting an ethnic group with his status.
Okay, but you said I'm gonna go back on the why. The first thing that you was asking was, why does it take situations, things like this, before, you know, the actions are taken or anything like that? It's because one of the reasons why it takes it because we're always distracted. We're distracted by other shit. We're distracted by trying to survive. We're distracted by BS that's on the news and in the social media like TikTok. You know what I'm saying? We're distracted by those things or whatever. They ignore it until it comes to surface. And when it comes to surface, yes, we're pissed because we find out, damn, this shit is really still going on. Like, I wouldn't know nothing about any, like you said, people being pulled out their houses back in the day, you know, in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years or whatever the case may be, if it wasn't on social media. You know, because we're distracted with other shit. We're distracted with the shit that's going on in the fucking Capitol on January the 6th or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're distracted by shit by Trump going to court and all this other bullshit or whatever. You know, and then we're distracted by television shows like The Real Housewives or whoever else with the drama bullshit or whatever. You know what I mean? To where no one can have that focus on what's really fucking going on. And we don't never know, because now social media is bigger now, you know what I'm saying? And it's basically at a click, at a push of a button, can expose who the fuck you really are now. So now we got to get on that on the train of, all right, now your ass been exposed. This is what happens to you. You know what I mean? And maybe someone, once it happens enough, maybe they'll think twice before they do some shit, and before they say some shit. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So that's a good thing about social media or whatever. But like you said too, we got to continue to try to keep our eyes and ears open on our surroundings. What's going on, really? You know what I'm saying? The shit that doesn't make it to social media.
It's just more about being.
Come on, y'all, comment, talk to us.
I think it's just more about being realistic, man. I think that. We so, like you said, we so into our things that we think that we've escaped some of what the people before us went through, and it's just impossible. Mm-hmm. You have to face those same adversities to become better. It's still some things that we have not done since the 60s. You got to really realize real justice and real the attacking of racism ain't really. It ended with Martin Luther King and them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we left off there. They gave us, of course, you know, still separate, but it's still separate but equal. You get what I'm saying? But they gave us some privileges. Everybody else has been able to use what Martin Luther King did. You know, whether it's a gender thing or everybody else has been able to use that, but except for the African American culture. So I think that we just gotta stay more knowledgeable and just be paying attention.
Yeah, let's tap in on the seriousness of other things as well that's going on. I wouldn't take this so much as being a racism thing, but it do kind of it's going to fall into what we're still talking about the next topic as well, and that was the mass shooting in we're at Tennessee. No.
You got comments though. You want to get to them comments before you?
Yeah. Let me get to the comments first. We'll get into the mass shooting, you guys, in Old National Bank of Louisiana, Kentucky. Who we got? Who's this?
I think that's from Twitch. It says, when an NBA owner or NFL owner gets exposed, they are forced to sell the team, but then they are rewarded when the team sells for billions. It makes you think they sabotage themselves on purpose just to get a bag. Clever.
That's interesting.
I like that Twitch.
That's interesting.
GDR
4G,
4EV. I like that.
And thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate it.
They said that we can't see that.
You say you can't see what?
We can't see their comments. Nicholas said she posted something.
It didn't came up. She said I commented. I know, Nick. You said what coach is that? I got that comment. And then can you see the comments on YouTube? Yes, you should be able to see the comments on YouTube, Marshall, because we hooked up on YouTube. I think the last comment you probably didn't see because he's on Twitch, but then you'll see it on here. So you might not see it on YouTube, his comment, because he's on Twitch. I think that's how that works. I don't know. But GZ DR4 EV, man, continue or ma'am, whichever. I don't know which one is male, female.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, and continue commenting or whatever. Let us know, because you just actually put another, perspective in on this conversation that we didn't ever think about, and that's what we like to know. That's what we like to hear. Nope. After that, Nick. No, I didn't get any comment after that, Nick. I just got the last one, and then I just got Marshall's. Can you see the comments on YouTube? That's the one I just got. But I just seen your comment just now. So comment again, whatever you just said, because maybe it just didn't pop up. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Should I give them a second so they can comment on it? Because if you're not sitting, maybe you should go on YouTube or whatever and comment or whatever. Go to YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe. They're being filtered. Comments are being filtered. Really, on Facebook? I've never seen that before.
Well, we got that famous now. They filter
it was too long.
Oh, well, chop it up.
Yeah, chop it up.
Chop it up.
Right. I mean, because I know it's a lot to say. I know everybody's going to have a lot to say about this. So, YouTube, it shouldn't be filtered on YouTube, actually. But go to YouTube and comment, because I'm sure we'll get all of it.
It might be a word cap, though.
Probably, yeah.
It might be a word cap. So
just
half and half it.
Yeah. So if it's a word cap, just kind of like put it, split it up, you guys. All right. Wait until that comment come back. Nick, if you come back with that comment, we'll read it. But let's talk about this mass shooting in Old National Bank of Louisville, Kentucky. As you know, there's been another shooting. 25-year-old young man. What was his name, Fat Boy? Did you have it?
Yeah, I got it here right now. His name is
I really didn't want to. I didn't even want to give him the exposure of the even though he
Connor Sturgeon.
Yeah. This guy used to work at the bank. And
he worked at the bank.
Huh?
He worked at the bank.
Yeah, he worked at the bank. But he heard that he was going to be fired. And
that
so
was a rumor. Police come back and said that may not been true.
Yeah,
it wasn't no win to him being.
Well, they try to give some sort of motive as to why he went in there to shoot them or whatever, and that so-called rumor or was said that because he was about to get fired or whatever, this guy went in again with I think it was an assault rifle as well,
another AR-15.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. Another thing, that's on the streets or out there, or whatever, where people just go in and killing people, man. And they gave this police officer, I forgot his name too. I didn't write it down, fat boy. I should have wrote all this shit down. My bad. But there was also Metropolitan
police officer that passed.
Yeah. It was a did you have it?
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. I had it too. Hold on, I got it.
But there was a bit as well where Nashville Metropolitan Council voted to mass shooting at, wait a minute, where am I? Dr. Jason Smith, that's what I'm trying to say, you guys. Dr. Jason Smith, the chief medical officer at University of Louisville Health, plead for action to be taken by everyone who helped make policies, both state, city, federal, and to do something, and this man has been a surgeon for probably 10 years or longer, actually probably longer than that. And, he's getting tired of seeing all these victims and having to go to their families and tell them that their loved ones is not coming back and all this type of stuff, or whatever, and you already know if these people in these hospitals is getting, bothered by it and tired of it or whatever, and seeing it so much, it's terrible. This is a terrible thing that's going on, I don't know what it is that can be done, really. Maybe you guys got suggestions or whatever, but I don't know what it can be done, to kind of stop these mass shootings from happening so much, man. It's one thing for it to happen like every blue moon or something, but it's been at least 3 or 4 a month.
I've been saying this and I'm going to keep saying this. They too random to be so random. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm going to keep saying, man. Mm. They too random to be so random. This shit is it's one. I do think, like Nick said in the comments, I do think that it is mental health.
Mental health, yeah, me too.
I do think that plays a big part, but I do think that these people, I don't know if y'all, and I've been on my conspiracy theorist stuff. I don't know if y'all ever seen Manchurian Candidate.
No.
With Denzel Washington.
What's the name of it?
It's called Manchurian Candidate.
No, I don't think I've seen that. I've seen a lot of Denzel movies. What the hell?
And so this is basically a movie where it deals with, psychotherapy and all that. And it basically basically tells people that they did something that they didn't do. And it's crazy. You got to watch it. And it basically brainwashes them into thinking a situation happened and didn't happen. And they train to kill. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I think a lot of these people are Manchurian candidates, man. I think that I don't want to get us shut down, but I think the government is doing this I do, man.
As far as the mass shootings?
I think that it's too planned. This shit is too, first of all, bro, have you ever seen an AR-15? How the fuck you get an AR-15 into the job?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of this shit be too. The Buffalo shooting, he drove an hour. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Killings aren't like that. Killings are either random or emotionally inspired. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the fact.
Yeah.
That's not something I thought of. That's a fact. Either you slapped me, hurt me, and I shot you, or I caught you with my girlfriend and I killed you. Period. Mm-hmm. Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This shit too planned for me. I think that it's a lot to do with gun laws. Mm-hmm. And like I keep telling people, they already threw the first wave out here of New World Order and martial law when they did the coronavirus and put us on the curfew. It just seeming like they starting to take. Now they're gonna try to take away the AR-15. But during a big attack and you feisting the army, you gonna need that AR-15. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of things that they're trying to criminalize and weaponize certain things by making you say hate these, mental health this. But then you're not really paying attention. Well, what's the upbringing?
Well, I mean, even if, like you said, as far as for the service and the armies and stuff like that happening, that's one thing, right?
No, I'm saying as a, but see, this is what I'm trying.
But it should be on the streets for sure.
No, but see, this is what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. It can potentially affect you too, because there could potentially be a day where we have to draw arms up against our own government. It happens all the time. It's written in the Constitution. That's why in the Constitution
draw
it
arms
says,
against our own government.
That's why I said in the Constitution it says that you have the right to bear arms and form a militia. They always leave the and form a militia. Why do you have the right to form a militia? Because as a citizen of the United States, I have the right to overthrow my government if I feel like it's not doing what it's supposed to do. This is in the laws. But what they're going to hit you with, because our country's so tight and smart with it, they're going to turn you into a domestic terrorist and they're going to throw you under Guantanamo Bay. That's what they do to everybody that's like that.
Which is part of the law as well, right?
Which is a part of the law, puts the twist. But you got to understand, this country and the laws was created by criminals. So it's always loopholes in trying to get shit done. Feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, it's comments going crazy. Jump into comments, Phil.
Here we go. She said, Curlin said the movie was deep.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I definitely got to go check that out, man. Nick, that's Veg said the government did 2001. And then Curlin said that, yes, too much legal drugs, guns, and no support like what? Like Nike? And like, was that NLK?
Like Nick said.
Like Nick said. Oh, okay. It looked like a L. Like Nick said, mental illness. That is true. And then Nick said, Purge, we live the movie. Yes. Also, Nick, I did get your comment on the, I guess for some reason, I didn't get it on here though, for some reason. But she did say racism would never end. Black folks stay calling each other nigga. Media hype showing more the color of people. It's always been there, just seen more, which makes others feel okay to do it too. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but the thing is, this is the thing though. Yes, we call each other that, but we call each other that in a brotherly way too. You know what I'm saying? We call each other that. Yes, you know, we try to refrain from it lately. You know, everybody want to say ninja or subtract a word so it could be appropriate around other people or whatever the case may be. Or we even have our other black brothers and sisters that be like, don't call me nigga or whatever the case may be. Right? So we'll substitute it respectfully and call you ninja or whatever the case may be. Use that word. You know what I'm saying? But we actually go through the actions to try to do something to, you know, accommodate whoever that feels offended by it, right? So, which everyone should do, I feel. But the word was never meant to be offensive to each other for us. You know, even though we call each other that, it wasn't meant for that. It wasn't meant because we're trying to, you know, belittle anyone next to us or with us or kin to us or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, or friends or anything like that. It was kind of like, you know, a bond for us as a black culture, whatever, to use the word, you know what I mean? So when we said or whatever, it said it around other people, whatever, yes, it did, because it's not, it's how the word was used with white folks as opposed to how the word is used with black folks. And that's it's a big difference in that. So that's where I get. That's what I get from. Huh?
This is the thing, Nick, because she also said that it's too close to the root of the meaning. Well, this is what the European has done and the Anglo-Saxon has done, because the original meaning of negas means royalty, Negus. But what what the Anglo-Saxon did when he got here and to demean us culturally as he stripped us from our homeland, as he stripped us from our religion. He also stripped us of our language and used it against us, just like the swastika sign means peace. And so we also have to correct the way that we think about certain things. Yes, culturally, it has been used negative towards us, but before the white man used it and the American, as the Mexican will call him, the gringo, began to use it, or the pale face, as the Native American would call them, before they started to twist and turn everything, it did have a different meaning.
Right.
What I do think is that we, being who we are and cultural motivators that we are, we used it and returned it back to its natural place. Do I think that it's acceptable in the climate that we in? I do think that we can start to change it. And so if you know me, I use king a lot. You know what I'm saying? I use brother, I use sister a lot.
Right.
I still use the N-word because it's engraved in me. But I also like to correct that and let people know that, yes, it was used by them to demean us, but it also has the same use in it that is used for as well.
Okay. All right. Good point. So, I mean, leading right into that, like you guys, I know we're pushing on time and everything, man, but you know, there's so much racism that's been going on or whatever, all the way to the point when we were talking about the guns and talking about the shootings, we're talking about the coach and everything, whatever. Well, get this, and for the people that has been trying to fight for reform, you know, over gun reform protests and all this or whatever. So get this, in Tennessee, you guys, y'all understand the racism that's going around there as well, with Justin Jones and Justin Pearson over a gun reform protest. And they're fighting to try to figure out what to do about these, you know, these guns, these shootings and stuff like that. So there are people working on it. But just like you said earlier, Fat Boy, you kind of hit it on the nose. Some shit has to do with the government, you know, because you have people that basically, when you see this video or whatever, you guys will see what I'm talking about, where, you know, these guys are trying to do something about it. And you have people that's in the government or whatever, in the office or whatever, and not wanting to do much about it and looking for reasons why not to do anything about it, you know, and feel like that, oh, you know, what little bit they do, they did a lot, that type of thing. So we're going to go into this video, you guys, next with Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, talking about, and so you guys can understand what I'm talking about when it comes to them trying to hush people up that are trying to help and are trying to make something, a difference in this world when it comes to these gun controls. Here we go.
One of your colleagues who was an admitted child molester sat in this chamber. No expulsion. One member sits in this chamber who was found guilty of domestic violence. No expulsion. We had a former speaker sit in this chamber who is now under federal investigation. No expulsion. We have a member still under federal investigation. No expulsion. We had a member pee in another member's chair in this chamber. No expulsion. In fact, they're in leadership, but in the governor's administration. And so once again, what you're saying to us, since you're trying to put us on trial, I'll say what you're really putting on trial is the state of Tennessee. What you're really showing for the world is holding up a mirror to a state that is going back to some dark roots, a state in which the Ku Klux Klan was founded, is now attempting another power grab by silencing the two youngest black representatives and one of the only women, Democratic women in this body. That's what this is about.
Okay. Yes. So
check that ass, man.
Yes. So just to kind of catch up on what it is, you know, these guys were disrespectful. I'm just like disrespected in a hearing about the gun reform protest, and was told that because they speaking up about trying to do something about this, that they were told that they were having tantrums. They were told that they were having tantrums, and not to only say they had tantrums, that they basically had suspended them, just because of it or whatever. Well, the students and the college students and people that protested actually got them back into office. Because for one, they only suspended Justin Jones and Justin Pearson. They only suspended them two, but not the white lady. And the white lady was part of their, hurrah team or team as well, like he just said or whatever. So when it comes, this is what I said, when it comes to the whole, when you got someone that's going to be in office, someone that's going to represent your city, your country, your state, this is the stuff that you're talking about, Fat Boy. This is what you're talking about when instead of being on board with someone that's trying to get something fixed, you want to try to break them down and keep it the same way. And that's the problem that we have with these people in office. And that's why it makes it so important for us to get out here and start voting for these people to, out of office.
Get them out of here.
Get them out. They're not doing anything worthy of anything or whatever to save and help people. Get them out.
Get them out of there.
But the thing is, I think a lot of people are afraid of saying the same thing that happened with them for it to happen again with whoever else. And that's scary. That's the scary part.
Yeah. This Tennessee being Tennessee, man, I just, like you said, they just going back to their roots. What it is I'm trying to tell y'all, man, when they ran in the Capitol, it showed a lot.
Yeah.
Those people are petrified, man. The country is no longer theirs, and it hasn't been theirs for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And they are trying their best to hold on to this ideology of white supremacy and white privilege. It is slowly fading away. And the reason why you have this thing is these people are 59, 75. These people come from these old school families who they're racist, they're prejudiced, and they're bigots. And that's where that mentality is coming from. But the thing is this new blood coming in here. So shout out to Justin Jones. Shout out to Justin Pearson for standing on what you believe. And then shout out to the people who stood up and that brother who was there speaking very articulate on what's really going on in the chambers, and how this had to be racially motivated.
Right.
It wasn't about character. It couldn't have been about people who obey the law, because you have these people doing this and they're still in this chamber and they won't expose. There was no exposure to them.
Right.
But once again, it goes back to what I was saying, man. We've been here, you guys. I think that the good and bad thing about Obama is Obama was the greatest thing for us because he made us believe that we can do something great in this country. But he also made us think that the battle was over. The fight was done. And it's not, people. We have to get stronger. We have to get behind our politicians. The brother Chambers in Louisiana, he didn't win his district because nobody got out to vote for him. So we can't keep telling our people and can't keep saying, well, we don't want this to happen. What happened in Tennessee to happen here, but we got to get these people out of here.
Right.
You said it the best. We got to get them out of there.
Here, read more.
Tennessee, I need y'all to do better. Go ahead. Oh, I can read. Marlon says, read Roland Martin's book, White Fear, how the browning of America is making white folks lose their minds. Book by Leah Lackins and Roland Martin. Absolutely. They've lost it. Because you got to think about it. since I was a little boy, my grandpa told me that there ain't nothing like a white man, and a white man is the greatest thing that ever happened to the world.
What? Your grandpa told you that?
Shit. This is what they telling them. That's white supremacy. What you think they telling them?
Well, you saying your grandpa told you that, or they were telling you?
Imagine being told this, and then when you walk outside your house, everybody but you has a fighting chance, or just not as much as a fighting chance as you do. But what they do is to keep the illusion of white supremacy, is because everybody wants to get money. They taking their ass and they going to get them loans, and they going to be a part of Congress, and they going to be a part of the medical field, and they get in insurance, and they selling homes, and they doing all of these things so they can systematically keep us out the loop, or keep minorities out the loop, while in the same breath weeding themselves out of the loop. Because the more it started when during slavery they start bringing in, they start bringing in Chinese and boom, boom, bam, and boom, bam, and then and now you have the Chinese, and then after the Chinese got in, then they start bringing in the Irish and boom, boom, all of this to replace the Negro, all the way up into the Mexicans in the 1990s, right? But what they're not understanding is all of these things to get rid of one ethnic group, or to dismantle one ethnic group to continue to perpetuate the lie, has killed them. And so they're starting to really realize that they've shot themselves in the foot. So all they really have is racism.
Well, I think they don't mind doing nothing or giving anything to anyone as long as it's not black. I think their acceptance to anyone or anything as long as it's not black.
But with them doing that, they have realized that that has been detrimental to their health. And so now they're angry, and they still trying to hang on to the illusion, because it's really if you really statistically look it all up, they doing real bad as a culture, as a people. I'm saying the white as a whole is really doing bad. You have affluence, right? But as a whole, they're the highest on welfare. They're top 2 in mass incarceration as well, top 3 in mass incarceration as well, right? They're not educated. They're rural areas where people don't have work and running water, none of that. So what are we talking about? Us, we just live in most of the minorities live in slums. We got running waters, whatever. But like Marlon says, I deal with that at my job too. Most people don't want you to be on the front lines. I mean, most people don't want to be on the front lines. I've seen and heard things. The delusion is real. Everyone thinks other people will save them, and that's it.
Yeah. He also said, look at what the Chinese are doing in Africa now.
Yeah.
Man, man, I can get deeper. But for some reason, I feel like this is going to go forever if I do. But we are, it's like the point that you was making. We are being replaced, or trying to be replaced by, especially like you said, you have most of everyone's foreign coming to this country getting more than what we basically have when we've been here forever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're getting help, even with, and don't get me wrong. I think everyone should have the help and resources that they need or whatever. But why it hasn't started with us first? You know what I'm saying?
Because that's all systematically, and it's like the book says. The American white man's biggest fear is a intelligent and affluent African American.
Yeah.
Everybody else, and this is no disrespect to no one else.
And that was show the proof to that video that they got
no disrespect to no one else. The only one, he can now, but the only one the white man is afraid because he know he cannot control us once we seek knowledge is the African American man. Everyone else can be Europeanized. We are slowly becoming too, because we're so caught up. But when we focus as a people, we can't be broken, and we'll die for this. Everybody else are quick to assimilate.
Exactly.
Everybody else wants to merge into white supremacy because they are a lot of these other countries are ran by European nations anyway.
Exactly.
So it's their right. No disrespect to anybody. I'm just being factual, right? This is something that's factual. A lot of these countries, so the American Negro will never get any power,
right?
Or never be allowed to get any certain amount of power because we dictate change. We move the world. You got to think about it. Without
they don't want us to be the cause of anything good that's happening.
Without Martin Luther King, there is no freeing of Nelson Mandela. There's no stopping of apartheid. Do you understand that? Do you understand what the American Negro, his impact on the universe is something tremendous, man.
True. Hold on, we got another one. While it said, if you look at history of America in the German was only considered white in America. Everyone else got the stamp after years of assimilation.
Absolutely. All my Latinos know, all my Chinese know. You have your Chinese, you have your Mexicans, and then you have your Mexican Americans.
Right.
And
Chinese,
yeah. You have your Indian Americans. Let's keep this shit real. Like you have your Jewish Americans. They only talk that during bar mitzvah and when somebody talks something about the Holocaust. Other than that, you don't even know they Jewish. Let's keep this shit 1,000. Let's keep it real because everybody has ran under. We're the only ones that can't run under it because we stick out like a sore thumb.
Right.
I know you, bro. You black. Get out of here. Hey,
no, that's real though.
Someone get the black guy at the back of the room. You know what I'm saying? So,
let's see. We got that one.
Carolyn can't hit us with something. Okay, Carolyn says, but the key thing is no unity with us. We physically kill each other, then mentally kill each other. Then other races see us as failures. So then we cry when they take our life. Look at the real picture.
That's true. That is so true. I think that's Carolyn. That's one of the main things. I think that's until we get that straight, until we get that right. That's the main thing that's going to bring us and progress further is when we actually really come together and work together or whatever and stop killing each other for what the white man has actually put out there for us to be greed of, like when it comes to clothes, cars, houses, women, you know what I mean? All that type of stuff, whatever, that's the distraction of having to fight each other over to have. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a good point, Curlin. I mean, until we get into that,
also have to realize that when we say things like that, y'all, I agree, we do kill each other, but you know, murders happen. They're jurisdictional. So they happen in the area. So if you live around black people, you're gonna kill black people. If you live around Mexicans, you're gonna kill Mexicans. So the black on black crime, and that I agree, but the unity also starts when our affluent, once we leave, we come and pull back as well. There has to be a constant tug of war. Me and Marlon talk about this all the time. The difference between us now and then is Martin Luther King went to the trenches. He wasn't scared to go to the trenches, and he wasn't scared to die for this. Right? The difference is this different, right? And it's also that the black thug now doesn't have the smarts because grandma ain't there and nobody telling him that when Martin Luther King, when that kind of man come through here, you kill for him. Do you get what I'm saying? It's also it has to be a communication between both parts. It's not just the lack of unity. It's the lack of understanding of the power of the unity.
All this stuff stems from somewhere. And what, like Curlin said, what are we teaching us? What are we teaching us? And it still goes back to, you know, like for example, Curlin, when I was young, a lot of the stuff, of course, I didn't know that was going on. Even the racism, you know, because I was kept away from it. And I only had one white neighbor, and I lived with my grandmother, and across the street with Mr. and Mrs. Morrison, where they were cool. You know what I'm saying? They were like, so I didn't never experience or see it happening or anything like that or whatever. So I wasn't really taught anything except for what was in our history books at that time. You know what I mean? And as you know, as time has gone, it has changed, and it takes leaving a lot of shit out or whatever. You know what I mean? So now the younger culture are actually seeing a whole different meaning of where we're from, how we were raised or whatever. And the teaching is different. You know what I mean? So unless you have OGs like ourselves or whatever that's teaching those down to those kids, whatever, you know what I'm saying, or either get them back into a school, get a program where they can actually learn the real Black history and stuff like that, then we're kind of still going to keep losing out. You know what I mean? So that's basically where it comes. Like I said, when I was a kid, when I never experienced the whole racism thing or whatever until I was like 26, 27 years old, and a white man told me to open the door for him. Talking about open the door for me, boy, and I almost lost it, knowing that I probably would have went to jail or whatever because he said that, to me or whatever. And it hurt because it's kind of like it shocked me. It was kind of like this shit is still going on.
Hell yeah, it's still going on.
You know what I'm saying? It was like I did not know it till then, because the teaching, like I said, I learned certain things in the history books or whatever, as far as the Martin Luther King, the Rosa Parks and all of that type of stuff or whatever, but never seen it happen. And so when I got that at that age or whatever, and it happened to me or whatever, it's kind of like, well, damn, why didn't nobody around me ever tell me that? Let me understand, you know what I'm saying? And some shit was pretty much hitting for years and years and years, where how people feel about you or whatever, up until now, when we're in this social media world where it can be exposed so quickly and so much and so big abroad now, you know what I mean? To where we can see that. Curly said, but Fuel said, I'm sorry, real quick. The Fuel said our focus is offset. We are trained to feel that homes, cares, money, and designer clothes and jewelry is the source of the eye, rather than politics and investments. Exactly. And that's exactly where we are. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, the way you think they came with the whole MTV cribs and shit like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When the MTV cribs, they wasn't even their cribs. It wasn't even their houses. They were putting it out there to make people feel like they need to try to get this or whatever fast and hurry and understanding that the ones who did get it was the ones that was on the streets, the ones that were selling drugs or whatever the case may be. So we gonna get them so we can recruit them to sell more drugs to other people to kill their people.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And that's how all this shit keeps evolving and going into a vicious ass circle to where we're not stopping and realizing, hey, fuck that teaching. Let's do this. Let's teach that, And I hope by us, when we're doing our show and our platform or whatever, that someone is getting something out of it as to trying to go back and learn your history, learn your ancestors and all of this stuff or whatever, and get a better focus on how to invest and how, to be in a political game. Because I wish I had learned about the politics that, where I could grow or whatever when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? And probably be a councilman or whatever in the business now. But I didn't know that then. We didn't know that we could even be that. You know what I'm saying? So that type of thing. Most insecure people, most insecure elements of life. So taking a life is nothing, because the human life is not the focus of any way of life for Blacks. True. Yeah. You hit it on the nose right there. Yeah. You got a point there. But anyway, I got my rant off. But let's turn in to some history. And that's one reason why we have this segment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we want to actually do our part as to our history in Blackness. And Fat Boy has the topic of the day. Go ahead and let them know who it is, Fat Boy.
You gonna put it up?
Here it is.
Okay. All right. Today, our spotlighted guest for our history in Blackness is Dr. Hadiyah-Nicole Green, born in St. Louis, Missouri. I tried to find her birth date. She wasn't having. I know she's 42 years old.
Missouri.
I couldn't find her name, her birth date, but she's a physician, a medical MD, but also known for her works in cancer treatment. So I'm gonna run it down. She's a graduate of Alabama A&M University, a fellow HBCU grad. She got her BA in physics there. She also attended the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Got her master's and her PhD in physics. She established and created the Oral Lee Smith Cancer Research Foundation to help fund clinical trials. She is one of the head residents and head teachers and instructors at Morehouse School of Medicine. She's known for her cancer therapy as well as precision medicine, immunotherapy, and nanotechnology. Now y'all gonna have to Google all that because I don't know what none of that is.
But the nanotechnology is like a laser treatment for cancer. Yeah, right, and she's one of the ones that basically
she's the founder of that.
Yes, she's basically the main one that basically started and pretty much perfected it. She's also one of the 66 Black women to earn a PhD in physics in the U.S. between 1973
how you gonna take my fun fact?
and 2012. I thought you was done, man.
You gonna take my fun
She's already got it out now. And she was also the second Black woman or the fourth Black person ever to earn a doctoral degree in physics from University of Alabama. But I wasn't trying to steal your thunder, dog. I just had that on. You didn't say it.
A fun fact for the show.
You didn't say it yet.
I was on my way to it.
That's why I tell you about talking too long.
I go into that. I do the fun fact at the end, but also the Oral Lee Smith, the foundation is actually named after her auntie who took her in. Her auntie and her uncle who took her in, and they also fought with cancer. Mm-hmm. And so what she has done is she has been doing research on mice, and she has developed a cancer treatment that uses the laser and technology to clear cancer in mice in just 15 days, y'all. And it took only 10 minutes with no signs of side effects. So she's basically has started the trials in mice, and she's curing cancer with the site of the laser on the site of the actual thing without affecting the whole body, and is doing it in 15 days. So shout out to her. If you got a couple dollars, definitely. I know she'll need some donations. She's been in all kind of articles. Google her, tap in with her. She's a dope woman, a fellow HBCU grad. So I had to shout her out. A big part of her today, I wanted you to do hers because we always do people from the past, but she's living, and so y'all can give her flowers while she's here. So Miss Hadiyah-Nicole Green.
Yeah. So to a lot of y'all, our young ladies, Black lady, women, and actually male and female, to all our young folks that basically, if you don't know, now you know, as far as someone being in the medical field and the science field to continue bettering the world, better in doing things, whatever that's going to help, our health and everything like that. Definitely read up on her, might give you some inspiration and everything as to, maybe if you're in the science, because we don't have a lot of our Black people in science and in physics and stuff like that or whatever, to the point where, everybody want to be a singer or sports or actor, all those other little things, whatever, man. I'm just, like I said, when I wish I had the knowledge or the resources to do the things that a lot of these people are doing now, so I give my flowers as well to her, for what she has done, what she has accomplished, and where she's probably even going to go even further from here that we probably don't know about just yet.
You know what I mean? Just like what you were saying, just the fact that she, like you were saying, just the fact that she won a 66 black people, period, to receive a PhD in the last 50 years, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And then, as far as like graduating from school, like that's crazy, bro. Like that's next level. Like, shout out to her for real, for real.
Curly says, shout out to Miss Green. She meant my bad, Miss Green. She said Oral Lee or something. Yeah. All right, man. Well, that's our blackness in history. All right, you guys, man. Well, let's get into this juicy topic. I know you always got something for it, dog. So I'm going ahead. You know, I don't know, dog. You be coming up with some crazy stuff, something lately. Like you going in some relationship shit that where it's almost like following you in your relationship.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Which is cool because it gives good topic. You know, it gives good conversation and everything because some of the things that you're going through and I probably either been through or heard about or you know what I'm saying and never really touched on it and been able to convey it to our audience or whatever to give their inputs or whatever about it. So tell us about this, man, because you made up this. I mean, you not made it up, but you brought up this comment right here. Loving your spouse the way they want to be loved, or how what is it, or how you want to love it?
Yeah, you got it all messed up in there.
Did I say it wrong? Did I do it wrong?
Basically, you guys, is are you loving your spouse the way you want to love them, or are you loving them the way you want to love them? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Are you loving your spouse the way they want to be loved?
Right.
Or are you loving them the way you want to love them?
Right.
And I came up with that is a lot of times, and I'm learning this something that we do. A lot of times we love our partner like we want to love them. And so I got the idea because I am doing couples therapy. And one of the books that the therapist has told us to read is called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And everybody knows about the 5 love languages.
What's the 5 love language?
Acts of services, gifts, receiving gifts.
It's a love language. Receiving gifts,
physical touch.
Physical touch. I know that
one. Words of affirmation, and I'm missing one.
Words of affirmation. I know that one.
I'm missing one. I forget the other one. I know it, but I'm forgetting it. Receiving gifts, words of affirmation, physical touch. Shit. What I gotta go get my book.
Just wrote it down.
It was just talking about if you don't know your girl or your spouse's love language, you're not loving them how they want to be loved. You're loving them how
the way you want to love them.
Right. So, for instance, let's give an example. My lady could be, let's use my lady. My lady is more acts of service. She likes you to do things for. And so if I was just giving her words of affirmation and not doing acts of service, I'm just loving her how I want to love her. And it's not sticking, nor is it developing her in the relationship or myself, because I'm not loving her, feeding her, and loving her in her language.
Right.
And so I posed the question with anybody, right? Because I learned myself that I wasn't loving her for her or how she wanted to be loved. I was loving her how I felt she should be loved. And when I started to ask the question, I started to, I'm still learning to pay more attention into how she wants to be loved. Whether that's communicating more, whether that's making sure I open her door, whether that's doing those acts of services, spending the quality time with her. All
now before I get, what did that communication consist of when you're trying to love someone how they want to be loved? Like what steals that conversation? How do you how do you kind of like bring that up to the person on how they want to be loved as opposed to how you want to love them?
And it's a great question, Fuel. What I'm learning is, and it's something that I just don't do as much as, but you got to ask questions. Mm-hmm. You got to ask the hard questions and say, okay, well, one, am I loving you the way that you need to be loved? Mm-hmm. Two, if she says no, then you got to say, well, what can I do to love you how you want to be loved? Mm-hmm. Right? These are all questions that you have to ask. Then once she said, well, what are those things? And give a list. And so the book suggests that you create a list of the things that you like from your mate, and you tell them about it. You can do it once a week, you can do it monthly, but yeah.
Would you agree or disagree that sometimes people assume you to knowing what their love language is, or assuming what they how they want to be loved? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like you said, communication and talking about it is one thing, or whatever. But sometimes when you get in a relationship and you know what this girl may like or may not like, whatever, to the point where you just assume, that this is how she wants to be loved. Don't we go? I think do a lot of us go into Absolutely. A relationship like that? Assuming, like if I do this, if I buy her a car, she's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I do this, if I'm spending money, she's good, but that's not her love language.
That's not her love
language. Love language is touch and feel, or just affirmation of whatever, encouragement and stuff like that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that's my love language, is encouragement and actually having that support of someone just knowing and believing me. You know what I'm saying? That I can do something, I'm gonna make it happen, or whatever the case may be. So do we actually fall into that unconsciously, or do we?
I think unconsciously and consciously. I think that a lot of times we enter the relationship selfish. It goes back to the question we asked last week, or a few weeks ago. Have you fully committed yourself to your spouse? I think that until you do that, you will always enter into loving them how they want to, how you want to love them, because you're not open to suggestions or critique. Mm-hmm. That's something that I'm learning that's hard to do. It's like you think that you're doing the right thing, but you're not. And when they express it, it bothers you. Mm-hmm. But you can't let that affect the way that you treat them. You have to acknowledge, and then you have to implement what they are saying and things like that. So you have to really open the line of communication with them. And so that's just something that I'm learning too, on how to love her, how she wants to be loved, instead of the other way around.
Right. And have you like sometimes, I mean, sometimes we can be so, like you said, for ourselves. We can be selfish as to what we want. So when that conversation comes up, once you tell that person or ask that person how she want to be loved, you know what I'm saying, and you don't reciprocate that, or they don't reciprocate that back to you, how do you basically, what I'm saying, without sounding selfish, I'm telling you this because I want this. How do you kind of, what I'm saying, how do you kind of bring that to a conversation where you don't sound selfish or whatever, because you brought up the conversation of asking her how she want to be loved, but she don't reciprocate and say, hey, well, how do you want to be loved? Because if that person breaks down the communication from that point, then your focus as to what you're trying to do for her is going to be useless, because you're not getting what you want.
Good question. I think that one, in that situation, you're not worried about yourself, right? You're more focused solely on her response and from the information you gather from her response. Mm-hmm. So I think that once you ask the question, you have to also, before you ask the question, you have to prepare yourself for an answer that you may not expect. Right? You have to prepare yourself for the unexpected, which is hard to do.
Right.
You have to be open and acknowledge what is said, because and it's something I'm learning to do, your whole and sole assignment is to pull out information from there so that you can properly communicate and properly implement the way that she wants to be loved. So the first question is, I think, will always be, it's a two-part question. I think it, and I probably asked it today. Am I loving you the way that you want to be loved? And if not, what can I do to love you the way that you want to be loved? And I think that that's where it starts. And I think that once they say no, you have to take that initial no,
right,
and move forward and say, well, okay, well, now I need to find a solution to the situation, and then be open and acknowledge the solution and what she's saying or what they're saying.
Okay. So, like you said, if someone says, if they say no, you know, and you think that you've been doing all that you can to show that love, and some of the things that she say she say no, and say if one of her love language is buying her things or whatever, you know, then Kermit said I haven't got snatched up yet. So if they haven't said no, right? And I mean, Curly, you made me lose my thought.
Yeah, Lawfield got that boy over there blushing. Got that man blushing. Like, shoot, no.
Right.
Shoot, no.
No, but what I'm getting at is, and you guys can answer this too, you guys that's watching, and you feel like that you're giving all that you can or whatever, but you're missing the whole, you know, fact of, or you're not capable. You're not capable of the love language of touching or what'd you say? What's the other affirmation? What's the other one?
I think it's quality time, words of affirmation.
Quality time. Yeah. So if you're not capable of, so if you're not capable of that, you know what I'm saying, or that's hard for you to do. Say like, especially if quality time is one thing, and you basically work 12 hours a day, you know, and you're trying to build something. Huh? What'd you say?
I said I keep getting each one of them, but missing them all five. I say a different one every time, but I say the one I missed the last time, and I forget another one. No,
but like I said, but 12 times, say like you work 12 hours a day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can't spend the time that you want to because you're trying to accomplish something else as far as your own personal goals, your own personal business, or whatever the case may be, to the point where, you know, what do you do? Like, how do you actually come to a understanding? You know what I'm saying? Because that person's maybe not understanding that, hey, you know, I understand you're working 12 hours, but I need this. You know what I'm saying? Does that hinder the relationship? Does it make it bad? Does it make it like to the point where this is probably just a temporary thing?
No, but the book actually addresses that. It talks about that on, even if you have a heavy workload, what are you doing are you acknowledging the fact that you're not loving them in their love language? I think that's the first thing. And once you acknowledge it, what are the solutions? Yes, you work a 12-hour work week, but there is some time in there that you can make to communicate and find out what's going on with the relationship. The thing is, and a lot of time is we use the work in the 12 hours as an excuse on to not put in the full time. But somewhere in there, you have some time to work on your relationship and give it. Now, if you grew up, it also talks about if you hadn't grown up in those environments where you weren't words of affirmation and you weren't this, but if you love your partner enough, you will begin to do those things because you love your partner more than you love yourself, or whatever in that case. And so I think that the biggest part of what I'm learning in therapy is a big part of selflessness that goes on into a healthy relationship. And so I'm learning that the more that I think less of myself, the less I think of myself, the more I think of her, the better I am in this relationship. The
less you think of yourself is the more that you think of her, which makes it make you happier in the relationship.
It makes the relationship better. Now,
yeah, but are you happy though? That's the point.
Yeah, I am happy, but my happiness doesn't come from the relationship. My happiness comes from within.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Got you. All right.
You understand? And so that's another reason why I've also went into therapy. Because she is not responsible for my happiness. Now, she's responsible for creating a space for my happiness, or not even that. She's just responsible for certain things, but she's not responsible for my happiness.
I know what you mean by self-happiness.
Her thing is the vice versa of that, right? Her thing is also thinking of me more than she thinks of herself. And so that's what we're starting to learn and things, right? Because I'm thinking of her more than I'm thinking of myself, and vice versa. That means we're both going to be happy in this. Do
y'all do sessions together?
Yeah, we do couples therapy together.
Oh, okay. Oh, the whole thing is together. Oh, okay. I thought you was just doing it.
I do my own on Thursdays, and then we on our fourth session start this next month. Yeah, on our fourth session of couples therapy. But I do my own individual therapy every Thursday.
Well, I want to commend you for one, especially for us Black men. I want to commend you for having the mindset of wanting to work something, understanding yourself, especially from where you come from and how you was raised and things that you wasn't taught as a when it comes to relationships or whatever, to the point that you find someone that you know that you really care about and love and want to work it out and make sure that it's good, that it's all good. Not just the fact that, y'all able to pay bills together, y'all able to live together, blah, blah, blah. But mentally, y'all are good. You know what I'm saying? And that's I commend you on that. I wish I find somebody, Carolyn, that, you know what I'm saying? That you know what I mean? That basically is on that level to where, because I think, at the age I'm in, I'm used to certain things. I'm just used to my certain ways, you know what I'm saying? Or getting something at a certain amount of time or whatever the case would be. And, you know what I'm saying? And so to adjust to someone, you have to definitely really be caring for them or in love with them in order for that to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you too.
Yes, that's what's up.
You, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I would say that a big part of it is my woman. I will give her a shout out for that. Big part of it. I always kind of wanted to handle it, but she was encouraging it because I probably wasn't here getting on her nerves. But I think that one of the greatest things that I've done is therapy, man. I was just telling my therapist this. It's a beautiful thing, man. I think all Black men need to do it, and I think that it takes somebody like me to do it because where I come from. And so when I'm talking about it, it's a lot of street dudes like, damn, you doing therapy? All right. You know what I'm saying? What I mean? It's different kind of dudes because I'm just like them, just as crazy coming from where I come from. But man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, man, for acknowledging that, man.
Absolutely, man.
I'm doing this shit for us, man, because I think that as brothers, man, we gotta get it right, man, because I think that our temper and our emotions is our casket, man. And it can either send us to prison for the rest of our lives or in the grave.
Exactly. That's what's up. That's what's up.
And not become a statistic. So I appreciate it.
That's what's up. Hey, man, hey. That's what's up, man. The show, I'm telling you that this was good, you guys. I seen we had a lot more people than we normally did, so I know our numbers went up on this one, man. And I hope we continue to do that. Continue to share, you guys. And like I said, if you guys interested in donating or whatever, GoFundMe or whatever, not the GoFundMe. You can do actually the Cash App at Fired Up Broadcasting, and then also, just to support, just get other people to subscribe as well. You know what I'm saying? Let them know they need to check out Fat Boy and Fuel and see what we be talking about, because we talk to you as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to do it for us today, man. That's fire. That's fire. What else? We got it? We leave it? We forget anything?
That's it. Man, my man, we're my dear brothers and dear sisters.
Well, if you want to get something, you want to see that.
I done jumped all in the comments. I done seen that.
I know, right? All right,
Curly. I gotta read this. She said, "Well, Fuel, I guess I will throw you that line to see what I catch." LOL. Okay, girl. Shoot your shot then.
All right, girl.
But why don't you then? Damn it, I'm live camera.
Stop it.
He shooting shots.
That's what's up. We appreciate you. Can you get it out now?
You got Fuel all tongue tied.
Got me all sweating here and shit. No, but all right, let's go. Let's go do it.
Make sure y'all send y'all dear brothers, dear sister Carolyn. We need a dear brother.
We still need one. Yes. Yes, Carolyn.
Make sure y'all send it to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. No longer than a minute. You label it dear brother, dear sister. It could be audio or video, and we're gonna play it on the next show. Dear brother, dear sister. Once again, fired up broadcasting.
Oh, here it is. I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the YouTube. That's
YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe at Fired Up Broadcasting on YouTube. Make sure y'all hit that drop a little iron and stop that decline to that GoFundMe. We need funds.
And also, if you guys have a topic that we haven't covered that you guys want to talk about, even if we have covered, you want to talk about it again, we'll still talk about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, just go ahead and hit us up at firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com, firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com, and we'll actually, you would be surprised that we actually really pay attention to our viewers and talk to them and discuss the things that they like to discuss. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole show reason is about. It's reasons, your reasons why. All right. And with that, hey, wake up, man.
I'm here. I'm here. With that being said, what you ready for?
Let's close it out.
Are we closing out? Okay. Thank y'all, man. For real. I appreciate y'all. Carolyn, Marlon, everybody with your comments. Great responses. Nick, thank you for tapping in. Make sure y'all like and share, and I love y'all. And remember,
if they talking about you behind your back,
they behind
you for a reason.
Peace.
All our illusions will get the parade, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man.
We know.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Hey.